Are Toulouse the greatest rugby team on earth, and where do they rank among the greats of all time? That's the focus for this video here on FR UK Rugby. I'm Tim, and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. What do you make of that statement then? Toulouse, the greatest team on earth. No better person to try and have a go at answering that question than look at him there, sat on a balmy southern France evening in Brive in the stadium there. Joe Worsley, how are you doing?
I'm good. You're right. It's an interesting question, huh?
Very, very tight shorts, which are just out of shot. You're not able to see. I just got the shot of that one.
In France, tight shorts are acceptable. I would never wear these in the UK.
Oh, I think they should have like rugby league level short shorts in actual rugby union, to be honest. Show off those quads that the players work so hard on. That's my thought on it. But anyway, Toulouse, Joe.
Yeah, I think there's a clip I think we can show that we took of that wall where they've shown the trophies they've won since 1985, and the team have been phenomenal. And this group of players they got now could really be the best team they've ever had. They got the potential, 2 doubles in a couple of years. They got the potential to do it again. It's going to take something major from everyone else to catch up with them, not just in France, but in Europe as well.
Can you give me a sense from your perspective as someone that's played at the very highest level, won the biggest tournaments that can be won? How much is the personnel the factor, and how much is the culture in which those players play? Because as you've just identified, 23 top 14 titles now. It's kind of expected. These players are expected, but then obviously they've got the talent to deliver. But does that give you an extra 5-10%? Do you feel that little bit of invincibility?
Yeah, I definitely think with Toulouse, we're going to see a lot of information about them coming your way when you watch this channel, because we want to get into the underbelly of how they do what they do. Winning is part of their identity. Most clubs have an identity that's about hard work or being humble or other behaviors, but Toulouse don't even mention that. They talk about winning. They talk about winning, the expectation to win, and the pressure from within and from the town to win. They really, really want Europe and the league, the Bouclier de Brennus, they want to win every year as possible. And currently, the way rugby's going and the ability they have to attack, the ability they have in defence now to create very valuable turnovers from which they can cut the opposition loose is a recipe on the rugby pitch that's going to be very hard for other people to break, because they can do it with their first team and they can do it with their second team. They got a depth of squad due to a number of reasons, partly budget. Yeah, they got a massive budget because people love watching rugby like they play. So the sponsorship and the revenue they get is huge. But also the kids around France also love watching how Toulouse play, with reason, because it's amazing. It's great rugby. We all love watching Dupont. But he can play how he plays because everyone reacts around him in a certain way. And kids love that too. So all the best players go there as well. Dupont was brought up in the Gers, which is not relatively close to Toulouse, but not that close. And he, from day one, wanted to be a Toulouse player. So they've got these advantages going their way, which all come from really how they play rugby, their ethos, their character. So winning's part of it, but how they play rugby is the other part. It's incredible to watch, and try and explain that to everyone back in England is going to be difficult, but part of the reason we're doing this show is hopefully to explain where that French flair comes from.
Yeah, just on the actual personnel first, they've got this lovely blend of like local guys born and raised in the area. As you say, they absorb the stars from France and the international. They just pick little cherry on the top of the icing on the cake, guys like Jack Willis, and you can totally understand why he is in no hurry whatsoever to come back and vie for an England jersey when he's there.
Could you imagine having not won anything and going into 3 trophies he's had in the last year and a half, 2 years? It's been incredible for him, and I'm so happy. It's been incredible. I'm sad it wasn't happening with Wasps, but the club he's dropped into is good. And the reason they picked him is his ability to turn the ball over. He's one of the best jackalers in the world. And the reason Toulouse value someone like him so much is that when he does the jackal, either you have a penalty and you're going to kick into their 22, or get a turnover from which Toulouse are lethal. So someone like Jack to a team like Toulouse is a godsend.
What about because I've made the statement or asked the question, greatest team in the world. Just one. Let me throw this one in. Had Toulouse been in the Rugby World Cup, and just in this fantasy world, do you think they would have? Do you think they would have beaten South Africa?
I think with the big beasts they've got, South Africa have maybe, but anything's possible. Toulouse can beat anybody because of the way they play. But if you want to suffocate Toulouse, someone like Stade Toulousain this year had some physical beasts who at times could really dominate the opposition. South Africa have got the most physical team in the world. They would have given Toulouse so few opportunities that I don't know. I honestly, it's tough to say, but I would have thought South Africa would still win purely because of the specimens they have and their ability.
Here's another one as well. I can imagine there'll be Leinster fans going, "We were one slightly better drop goal away from winning a game that they'll feel they should have won anyway in the Champions Cup final." So
they could have won that game.
Yeah. Do you think they've got? I mean,
but
if they are the best, it's not by a lot.
Back to rugby, we enjoy watching is Toulouse. And I'll be honest, I enjoy watching all rugby. I enjoy watching the Ireland team play. They play some phenomenal rugby. You've enjoyed it out in South Africa recently. They really, an incredible job they did winning that second test. But Leinster in that final didn't create anything other than they created very few things other than using aerial kicks, which they dominated, or scrum penalties. It's a different kind of rugby, which again can win you games. South Africa use it amazingly well to dominate the opposition. But Toulouse can do that a little bit. They're not very good at the aerial game, probably, we could say, other than Lebel. But the rugby they play is really attractive. We go back to the reasons people want to watch rugby and be involved with it. Toulouse are one of the big reasons the French top 14's so popular, is because they're a team who play an incredible style of rugby, and other teams do follow in their tracks. Not everybody, but some teams do. It's why the league's so incredible to watch.
Well, that's what I find quite interesting as well, Joe, is like... I'll come back to the greatest team ever, and even the greatest Toulouse team ever might be a good conversation. But just on the games we saw in the playoffs, La Rochelle got very, very close by trying to go toe-to-toe physically, whereas Bordeaux did try and kind of do what Toulouse do, and just it didn't work. What's the best way to try and bridge that gap to Toulouse?
I think your team's going to have to have an identity, be it your Stade Francais suffocating team, and just do it so well that Toulouse can't compete with it. Bordeaux have to, again, follow their path of attacking rugby and score more points than the opposition as opposed to not conceding, and just do it better than Toulouse. But whatever happens, you've got to get the risks you're taking if you attack a lot. If you give Toulouse too many opportunities in attack, they're going to absolutely destroy you. So you have to be clear that you're capable, you're skillful enough, you have enough great attackers in your team to create fast ball, to pass to where the space is, to kick to where the space is, and score points. Or you're a team like Stade Francais who have incredible defenders and a scrum and a maul and kicking game that can, again, put Toulouse in the right parts of the pitch from which Stade Francais can score. And then again, on the flip side, not giving Toulouse those opportunities, not taking any risk.
I'll ask this in a slightly different way as well. Did you at Cass? Did you not have quite a famous win against Toulouse?
Yeah, we beat them in the semi-final. And it was just in all facets of our play, we were just shutting them down and not giving them any opportunities, no time, no space, and just trying to dominate them physically. At times they got away, and times they scored, but we had a team capable of scoring enough points to win that game. But again, that year, they didn't rotate their team nearly as much. And from talking to the head of performance at Toulouse, from that point on, they were very conscious about the season being so long and them having a team that's often competing for 2 trophies in Europe and the French league, the Bouclier de Brennus. So their team, in the last 2 years, they've rotated it massively. Sometimes that team's lost enough games that the Toulouse team's not finished first, but they finished second. But this year they finished first because their second team, and sometimes some of the academy boys, were beating Montpellier. They were beating Perpignan. They were beating several very good teams away from home. And the first team were getting rested. They were being kept fresh so they could play for this 10, 11-month season the whole year round. They were getting enough time off. And other teams can't do that. They haven't got the same depth that Toulouse have. Or they've got depth, but they can't maintain the levels that Toulouse can across the board. Toulouse's style of play is inherent. It's instinctive. It's harder to lose than someone like Stade Toulousain. If they want the second team to jump in and do the same thing, it's going to be a harder thing to do.
So, is this the best Toulouse team there's ever been? Then, obviously, we can't really remember the old Jean-Pierre Rive days back when we were kids. But in recent years, in this professional era, is this the best Toulouse team there's been?
Yeah, I think if you compare them to that kind of the end of Emile Ntamak, Michalak was there, those days with the Macca brothers, that was an amazing team in Toulouse. But honestly, I think this team now, if Miafu stays fit, they need a little bit more power. I say it's one thing. Josian was an incredible. Aki's good, but he's not Josian. Maybe they need a little bit more power. That's the one thing. If they sign some more power or more Miafu-esque players, then they're going to be even more unstoppable. But I would argue, yes, this is the best Toulouse team, best team you've seen in the top 14. Yeah.
I'm just going to a stupid little hypothetical here. You've got Peter Steph-Totoy and Khaleesi can play. I'm going to put you at number 8, Joe. I know you were 6, but I'm going to put you at 8. You got those two flankers, or you got Willis and Kroll. Which would you pick to have as your to complete a back row with you?
Oh man, Jack all day long because he's a Wasps guy for sure. And Kroll after, I don't know, but Steph Toutoy is an incredible player. I'd have him in my team any day.
All right,
amazing.
Willis over Khaleesi. All right, okay, fine.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know whether do you think we've answered the question? I can't think. Well, Leinster got close, but like you say, Toulouse just are all caught and have the power game and just have it all. I don't see, as good as they are, the teams from New Zealand beating them. This is the best team on earth right now, and they are one of the greatest teams ever. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because you always see these grainy black and white pictures of all these incredible players. And I've always, for the last few years, I've been really consciously trying to appreciate, in Antoine Dupont, I'm watching one of the greatest players of all time in real time.
Era now. Ntamak's pretty good as well. Miafu's going to become a great. I think he's special. Miafu, Gelon, these guys are all missing from that final. They're guys who could take that team to an even higher level. So, yeah, I really think you're in a period now where rugby's attractive. There's the attack's getting credit from attacking well, from scoring points. Rugby's become a sport where you have to be able to score as well as defend and not concede. So this Toulouse team is partly responsible for making that happen. And I'm loving watching them. They could have lost to Leinster yet, but their style of play came through at the end. I'm over the moon. I enjoy watching it.
Yeah, and they are, as we say, all about winning. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Give the video a thumbs up. Much more content coming. The French season starts before September comes around, so it will not be long, and the games will start again, but plenty more content coming your way, so hit subscribe.